Hello dear students. Today I am going to discuss with you all the basics of photosynthesis, a wonderful or seemingly magical process occurring in plant kingdom without which life will not be possible on earth. Literally, photosynthesis means synthesis with the help of light. Photosynthesis can be defined as a physiological process by which green plants and some bacteria synthesize organic food in the form of carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water using sunlight with the help of chlorophyll and also generates oxygen as a byproduct. Photosynthesis is a typical biochemical reaction which can be represented by a chemical formula. As per the old concept, it is 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water give rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2. But later, the concept is modified as 12 water molecules are used instead of 6 in the reactant side, and these additional 6 water molecules are found to be needed for the smooth conduct of the process, and they are regenerated after the reaction. The process of photosynthesis occur in two distinct phases, light reaction and dark reaction. Light reaction is the light dependent phase where fast photochemical reactions are taking place with the help of pigments. Water is the raw material for this phase, and the assimilatory powers ATP and NADPH are produced, and oxygen is also evolving as a byproduct from this phase. The light independent phase is known as dark reaction, which involves purely enzymatic reactions through which carbon dioxide is getting reduced by using ATP and NADPH produced during light reaction to produce glucose. The most active photosynthetic tissue in higher plants is the mesophyll of leaves, which have large number of chloroplasts which contain specialized light absorbing green pigments called chlorophyll. Chloroplasts are discoidal double membranous fluid filled subcellular organelles. They have an aqueous matrix called stroma, which contains an extensive system of internal membranes called thylakoids, which are arranged like a stack of coins. They are known as granum. Since photosynthetic pigments are located in thylakoid or grana portion of chloroplast, it acts as the site of light reaction. Stroma is the hydrophilic matrix where photosynthetic enzymes are seen, so stroma acts as the site of dark reaction. So grana or thylakoid is the site of light reaction and stroma acts as the site of dark reaction. Next, photosynthetic pigments. Photosynthetic pigments are of three different types: chlorophyll, carotenoids, and phycobilins, of which chlorophylls and carotenoids are water insoluble pigments and phycobilins are water soluble pigments. Chlorophylls are of different types: chlorophyll A, B, C, D, and E, and the bacterial variant bacteriochlorophyll A, B, C, and D. Carotenoids include orange colored carotenes and yellow colored xanthophylls. Phycobilins are of two categories: blue colored phycocyanins and red colored phycoerythrin. Photosynthetic pigments can be classified into two types based on their involvement in photochemical reaction, and they are principal or chief photosynthetic pigments and accessory or antenna photosynthetic pigments. The principal photosynthetic pigments are those pigments which are directly taking part in the photochemical reaction. It is chlorophyll A in all photosynthetic organisms except bacteria, and in bacteria it is bacteriochlorophyll A. The accessory photosynthetic pigments or antenna pigments help the principal pigments by absorbing light and transferring light towards it. Thereby, they assist or support the principal pigment. Chlorophyll pigments other than chlorophyll A, carotenoids and phycobilins are coming in this category of pigments. In addition to that, carotenoid pigments protect chlorophyll A from photooxidation during exposure to excess heat and sunlight. Okay, let's have a look at the chemical structure of chlorophyll. It possesses a hydrophilic head portion which is known as porphyrin head and a hydrophobic linear tail of hydrocarbons which is known as phytol tail. The porphyrin head is made up of 4 pyrrolic rings, that means a tetrapyrrole, which is complexed around a centrally located magnesium atom. Chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B differ only in the side group R, which is attached to the second pyrrolic ring. In chlorophyll A, the side group is a methyl group, but in chlorophyll B, it is an aldehyde group. Retrope and Emerson enhancement effect led to the discovery of two pigment systems. The photosynthetic pigments are arranged as groups in thylakoid membranes and they are termed as pigment systems, previously called as photosystems also. Two different pigment systems are there in thylakoid membranes, pigment system 1 and pigment system 2. So let's study the difference between these two pigment systems. The main difference between pigment system 1 and pigment system 2 is in the reaction center. What is a reaction center? Reaction center is nothing but a specialized chlorophyll A molecule with an absorption maximum. In pigment system 1, the reaction center is P700. That means P700 is a chlorophyll A molecule with absorption maximum around 700 nanometer. But in pigment system 2, the reaction center is P680, that is a chlorophyll A molecule which possesses an absorption maximum around 680 nanometer. Pigment system 1 can absorb longer wavelengths of light, that is greater than 680 nanometer, but at the same time pigment system 2 can't absorb longer wavelengths of light, that is greater than 680 nanometer. So it can absorb only light of wavelength less than or equal to 680 nanometer. That is why pigment system 1 is active in both red and far red part of the spectrum. But pigment system 2 will be active only in the red part of the spectrum. Regarding the position, pigment system 1 lies on the outer surface of thylakoid membrane, while PS2, pigment system 2, lies on the inner surface of thylakoid membrane. And about the function, PS1 is involved in the formation of NADPH during light reaction, but PS2 is involved in photolysis of water and evolution of molecular oxygen. PS1 is participating in both cyclic and non-cyclic electron transport, but PS2 is involving only in non-cyclic electron transport. Next, photosynthesis as a redox reaction. So what is a redox reaction? In the term redox, the first three letters RED represents reduction. The last two letters OX, it represents oxidation. So what is reduction? We can define reduction as addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen or addition of electrons. So what is oxidation? Oxidation can be defined as addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or removal of electrons. Similarly, if both oxidation and reduction happen in a single reaction, That is, when one reactant getting oxidized and the other one getting reduced in the same reaction itself, such reactions are considered as redox reactions or oxidation reduction reaction. So what's the case of photosynthesis? In photosynthesis, we know carbon dioxide and water are the reactants. Here, carbon dioxide is getting reduced or undergoing reduction to form glucose, while water is getting oxidized to form oxygen. And here, the reduction of carbon dioxide is taking place in the stroma part during dark reaction, while the oxidation, that is the photo-oxidation of water, it is taking place at grana or thylakoid during light reaction. So, photosynthesis can be considered as a redox reaction with a reduction and oxidation to both of the reactants. So, here carbon dioxide is getting reduced and water is getting oxidized. So I hope you understood the basics of photosynthesis through these slides. Next we are going to learn the detailed process of photosynthesis, and I am coming with light reaction slides soon. Thank you.